Good evening, class of 2020. Congratulations on your wonderful achievement. We're so proud of you. And just like every year, I am going to dedicate one of my favorite 80s songs to you, to this graduating class of 2020. All classes are special. I get to know many of the graduating seniors, but this one in particular is special because many of you, not all of you, but many of you were involved in a youth group we had some time ago. Every Sunday evening we would meet. You would want cheese pizza. I would say, live a little, put a little pepperoni on it. No, of course, we just wanted cheese pizza, but so we did that every Sunday evening. We went to Camp Eagle on summers, and we just had a wonderful time together. And so this class, to me, is very special. Well, I picked out this song in early last fall, actually. And the song is 1987's The Promise by a group called When in Rome. When in Rome was a one-hit wonder from the Manchester, United Kingdom. And a lot of music, a lot of new wave synth pop was coming out of Manchester at this time. Joy Division, The Smiths, New Order, all of these groups were from Manchester, and When in Rome was one of the minor groups that came out of Manchester, and this was from 1987, and it reached number 11 in the US. And it's a very catchy song. It's a very relatable song. So it's this guy singing to his love interest. And it's an honest attempt to convey feelings, knowing that the communicator, the one who is singing, the one who is conveying, is faulty. The person is unsure of what to say. The person is unsure how it comes out, how it's interpreted. And in that way, it is a very relatable song, a very sympathetic character singing it. And really, in this era of sort of oppressive personal and public expectation that you feel, it is a bit of a breath of fresh air. In our time, not in 1987, in our time, we do not really use social media. We are defined by it. Much like the authors and thinkers are defined by their books and ideas and not necessarily who they were in their hearts. We get the perception of who they were. We manufacture a perception of who they were based on what they write, based on what they think, and aided by marketers, of course. But we are defined by this democratic means of communicating ourselves publicly. But it's not just social media. You know, we have cameras out inside of our house. We have cameras outside of our house. When you go up to ring a doorbell, you're being recorded. Whatever is written on your shirt is being recorded. Whatever is on your hat is recorded. You know, I'm always asking Alexa to sign a confidentiality agreement, but Alexa refuses to sign a confidentiality agreement. We use social media in particular to create a perception of who we are, a perception of who we are. And we enlist others as our marketers through likes and hearts and retweets. We've been given this opportunity to build personal brands, to build personas. And I might even say, we've been given this curse that we have to build personal brands, that we have to build personas. Because it's important to recognize the tendency that all people have to suppress faults, to suppress pain, to suppress trauma and ignorance. And we feel obligated to do this. In these days, we are even more on guard. We are even more vigilant. And I know it is for you, as it is for everyone, exhausting. Well, here are some tweets from the past that would not fit in our world. I am a sick man. I am a spiteful man. I am an unpleasant man. I think my liver is diseased. That's Dostoevsky. Your explanation depresses me, I said. Your nonsense depresses me, said Simple. That's from Langston Hughes. I cannot make you understand. I cannot make anyone understand what is happening inside me. I cannot even explain it myself. That's Franz Kafka. The trouble is not that I am single and likely to stay single, but that I am lonely and likely to stay lonely. Charlotte Bronte. And of course, from the Bible, last of all, as to one untimely born, he appeared also to me. For I am the least of the apostles, unworthy to be called an apostle, because I persecuted the church of God. That's our own St. Paul. These thoughts, tweets, are not in social media marketing for dummies. They are not good strategies for self-actualization. But people keep coming back to them. Why do people keep coming back to these people? Because it's real. These people are real. These thoughts, these feelings are real. These manufactured avatars we are straining to keep together as we project our avatars are not real. The youth group, when we met, watched this, but I'd like you to go and watch an old show called The Twilight Zone from 1964. The name of the episode I'd like you to watch is called Number 12 Looks Just Like You. And it asks this question: in building up unrealistic perception, do we lose our humanity? And here's another question: why would we want to keep our humanity, frailty, and all? At the end of the day, this address really isn't about social media. It's not really about technology. As much as those things define us, it is about a simple question: how can I be loved? Where is love? It is the question we have when we're born and we're looking up into our parents' eyes for the first time. Where is love? And it is a question that we have at the end of our lives. Where is love? And when that air-filled balloon that is our avatar that we project is punctured and lies deflated on the ground, we have the same question: is there love for me? If we were in the church during graduation, we would be surrounded by hundreds of people, and you would be shocked at how many of them had some sort of record, some sort of run-in with the law, DUI, embezzlement, how it brought them deep underground, how it deflated their public perception, their avatar. And I guarantee you they asked out loud in the midst of that, is there love for me now? The answer for you is the same as the answer for them. And it is the same answer for the authors that I quoted earlier. Yes, there is love for you. Deep love, abiding love, defining love, the love of God. When Christ was on the cross, there was a taunt thrown at him. Someone said, if he is the Son of God, let him come down from that cross. And that's the sort of strength that we want to project, that we all want to project. I can overcome anything. I can bend any ill fortune to my will. That's what we want people to believe. But Christ did not come down from that cross, because that's not the kind of power that he's talking about. The cross is about deep love, abiding love, defining love, at the point of the deflation of our avatars. And what that sort of love does is gives us hope. It gives us courage. It gives us freedom, a kind of freedom that we might not have tasted before, a kind of freedom that relishes this release from the bondage of the projection that we all seek to maintain. The last couple of weeks have been deeply intense. I hear these alumni of Goodwill and their experiences, and I think to myself and I say to myself, you know what? They're right. It's not enough just to distance ourselves from the past. It's not enough to just not be a racist. We must openly repudiate racism and evil and come alongside our brothers and come alongside our sisters who've been hurt, to work to create a better world with liberty and justice for all. The first was sort of a quiet distancing. That came from fear and avatar projection. The second, speaking out, doing what's right, comes from Christian freedom. It comes from a place of deep love, abiding love, and defining love with which we are loved. Me, Mike, the people here at this church and school. And by God's grace going forward, we will drink deeply from that fountain of love. Last fall, I picked a song for you, The Promise, by When in Rome, and here are some of the lyrics. Sometimes I shout, it's not what's intended. These words just come out with no cross to bear. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking of the right words to say. I know they don't sound the way I planned them to be. This will always be me. It will always be the church. At my best, at our best, we will always be telling you that you are loved with a deep, abiding, and defining love in your greatest successes and in your greatest failures. But the way we would be telling you this will always be imperfect and frail. So class of 2020, I'm not going to tell you to stand because you're at your computers and you'll feel goofy about that. I'm just going to ask you to hear. Life is not going to turn out like you expect. By all accounts, I should not be here with you tonight. If I followed what I expected, I would be deep into taking over my father's CPA firm. And it's a good thing I didn't, because I am a terrible accountant. I'm here. I had never set foot in Houston until I was called to ministry in North Houston in 2011. Life will be much the same for you. You will have incredible highs, weddings and children, first homes, successes. And you will have lows. You'll be lonely. And you'll ask yourself, is there love for me? Remember that there is love for you. Deep love, abiding love, defining love. And I ask that you would grasp that freedom that is available to you there. Treasure it and watch the fruit flow from your life. Also, I'd like to say that if you're ever in trouble, call me. No one has taken me up on this yet, but I would be happy to help in times of trouble. Come see us when you're in town. Stay in touch We love you. God bless you. Congratulations on your wonderful achievement. Thank you.